But there is a need to look at not digital transformation, but how we would operate in a digital era, which is a slightly different take, but it means you can start to reinvent yourself. What I mean by digital era is that you have your consumers, and I'm taking a very broad brush view of consumers, all are now connected. Most of us are doing our business through a digital medium or our activities through a digital medium. And as we see forward, the new generations that are coming who are growing with this technology are expecting a very different way of how they would interact with different organizations, whether it's the private sector, the government sector, and even between families and their friends. So that whole dynamic is changing. So we have a paradigm shift. So we need to be thinking about not digital transformation, but what does government look like in a digital era? What will be our role in a digital era? Access for funding. So of course, any startup, any business will need funding somehow, whether it's being funded by your friends, family, yourself, or some other means. So that's a very important aspect. Number two is agile regulatory environment. So we see a lot of businesses dying or not being able to start because the regulatory environment is very conducive for startups. If you think about digital startups, they're very different kind of businesses. They are not the same as starting a restaurant or starting a typical style of business. So it requires much more agile, especially when we look at AI and blockchain. Do we regulate, over-regulate? Do we create enough space that will allow for startups to happen? So regulation is going to be a key pillar of that. So which countries are much more flexible in those, we'll see a lot more talent emerging. And digital talent. I'm broadly talking about digital talent, obviously that's your supply side. If you don't have people who can create these solutions, etc., and be part of any ecosystem, you're going to struggle. Number four, I put as I would say a commonly known one, but having a startup culture or entrepreneurial culture. It goes a long way. In the UK, where I started my career with the government, the first part of my time was focusing on how do we stimulate the small and medium-sized enterprise economy. And the biggest challenge we had in the UK at that time was entrepreneurship was seen as a taboo. Most people were going to a job, so we had to do a huge program on trying to stimulate, make it interesting and make it good to be an entrepreneur. Then access to market. This is where the government itself has a huge role.